but I would love to get at least one reading on the chronograph with this. I'll try and get a little closer. Just a little bit closer, not too much. Fuck. I think I'm gonna aim a little bit lower, obviously, but right at like the top of the tree line. All right. I see where that went. So let's switch over to the Beretta Bobcat. Alrighty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, we're back out here with part 3, I guess you can say, of the cheap eBay pistol golf ball launcher. And I'm going to emphasize that word pistol because we're actually here to test out barrel lengths to see what would be the best barrel length for the cheap eBay pistol golf ball launcher. So in the last video, if y'all saw, the pistol perform better than the rifle. I'll show you guys. So here's the, whoop, don't want to drop it, M&P 1522 with a 16-inch barrel. And then the other main firearm that I was using in the first video was this M&P 22 full size. This is not the compact, it's the 4.1 inch barrel. So believe it or not, velocity wise, or I should say range wise, the pistol performed better than the rifle. And that was a big surprise to me. But apparently it wasn't a surprise to a lot of people because I had somebody comment on that video. So give me a second because I'm going to read a couple comments by TL Prescott 1. First of all, thank you very much, not only for watching, but for commenting and for leaving very valuable information that we're going to test here today. So you said the golf ball projectile barrel is the same for all the weapons, as the golf ball only accelerates the short distance of the launcher attachment. In this case, the actual weapons barrel now acts as part of the propellant chamber. The same amount of propellant, number of 4 loads, expands into larger volume of the longer barrel, rifle barrel that is, and does not build up as much pressure as it does with shorter pistol barrels. And then he said, basically to summarize, for best distance, use for best distance, use shortest threaded barrel you can find. So, shortest threaded barrel I could find. Picked up one of these recently. It's a little tip-up barrel, even though the tip goes down. I don't really understand why they call it tip-up. But it is a Beretta Bobcat 21A, and this is the covert model with the threaded barrel. It is a 2.9 inch barrel. So, like I was saying before, this M&P 22 right here, full size, is a 4.1 inch barrel. So I'm hoping that we can get some better range with this little guy, which kind of seems counterintuitive. You would think that longer barrel means more velocity, but in this case, it seems like that the shorter the barrel is, the better it is. Just like a real game of golf, right? You know, the lower your score is, the better you do. So I'm not exactly going to test range right now because the grass is rather tall in the fields, and I would probably lose every golf ball I fire in, just one shot. And I'd like to try and retrieve as many golf balls as possible. So the next best thing I would think is maybe to do some chronograph testing. And the higher the velocity probably equates to the longer the range that you'll get out of the firearm. So I'm hoping that this works. I'm hoping that the chronograph actually reads the golf balls. But we're going to test out a few different guns, 4 guns total actually. However, on the first video that I did of this cheap eBay pistol golf ball launcher, I was firing a 9mm. I was trying that out because it does state on the site that I got this from, or the listing on eBay where I got this from, that you can fire it with a 9mm because, for those of you that know, 9mm also has a 1/2x28 thread. So, the fourth gun that we're going to be testing is this Masada right here. I did not bring out what I used in the first video, which is the FX, or the Freedom Ordnance FX9 with an 8-inch barrel, because that had a pistol brace on it. And right now, with all the stupid crap going on with pistol braces, I didn't want to take the chance. Not to mention, I don't actually have it anymore. I took it on a boat trip with me. There was an accident. It's a very sad, long story. But let's get to shooting. I'm going to go ahead and turn on this chronograph. Oh, and by the way, we're also going to test which one, the 22 or the 9mm, has the best range or best velocity. So believe it or not, this right here at 4.1-inch barrel is the exact same, even down to the millimeter. I looked it up, it's 104 millimeters down to the Masada barrel, which is also exactly 104 millimeters, 4.1 inches. So between these two, we'll see which one gets the best velocity. So this did come with a crush washer. I don't really thread it on so tight that the crush washer actually crushes, but I guess they want you to use it, so I use it just in case. I just like to tighten it kind of snug, you know. It doesn't by any means have to be super tight, but there we go. So the M&P 1522 with the golf ball launcher. Let me go and load up a few rounds here. Oh, by the way, got 24 balls total, which is 22 more than most men can say. Not bragging or anything, but I want to try and maintain, or be able to retrieve as many of these balls as possible. So we'll see how many we're left at the end of this video. And I'm going to be using 2 different kinds for the 22s, but I'm going to start with the Ramset number 4, and then I'm going to do that in the 3 different 22s, and then whichever one performs the best, we're going to try that firearm with these CCI Power Loads, and this is the number 5, the red number 5, so just kind of curious to see between the Ramset and the CCI if there's a difference in velocity. But let's start with a few rounds of these Ramset number 4s. Basically, if y'all are unfamiliar, it's basically just a blank. You can find these at Home Depot, as a matter of fact. They're in a Winchester case. It actually still has the W on it. And one of the really nice things about doing it with like a semi-auto is I think you can actually load some in the mag like this. I kind of forgot from the first video if I tried this, but we're gonna try it. So I got 3 loaded in there. We'll see if I can get to. It's not gonna cycle the bolt for sure, but I'm just curious to see if I can manually cycle it. Brand new box. Now I am using pink because this one is, I think would just be really easy to find. You know, more than like the yellow or the greens, or the whites I should say. The yellow and the whites I think would kind of get lost in the landscape. The pink I think would probably stand out a lot more. So that's why I'm going with pink. And just like the first video, let's see if this works. Drop it in there and it stays in there. That's so cool. I love it how it does that. Alright, got the chronograph on. That did not cycle. Well, we learned that the hard way. Let me just go ahead and load it one by one then. This is actually going to be a little more difficult. Actually, that wasn't too hard. Just went ahead and threw that in there. We should be good to go here. You don't actually need the magazine, obviously, but just wanted to put it in anyways. Alright, I don't think it's going to be that loud, so I'm not wearing hearing protection, but I wouldn't exactly recommend not using hearing protection. Let's see if this chronograph can read this. Alright, that golf ball went way up there. It's going to be hard to find. But 161 feet per second. That is the lowest reading I've ever had on that chronograph. But it worked. That is cool. Yeah. Ejecting will probably be a little tough. Alright, I'm going to put one more in. I'm probably just going to do 2 shots each. Whoops. Actually, I don't want to put that in yet. You always want to make sure you load up the golf ball first, staying in, and then you put the round in. So you do not want to blow off your precious little fingers. You only have 10 of them. Alright, I'm going to forget about the magazine. Second shot. 163 with a total average of 162. It's very consistent, so that's cool. All right. Actually, I want to write this down so I don't forget. That time it ejected just fine. All right, I'm going to take this off. We'll transfer it over to the M&P 22 full-size pistol. I keep saying full size because I think the more common M&P 22 that you see out there is the compact, which is like a 3.6 inch barrel. But this is the full size. Alrighty. I'm going to go ahead and grab the ball here. Stays in with the M&P 22 as well. And then go ahead and stick this guy in here. I don't know why, something tells me that I was able to cycle, like manually cycle. Maybe not, you know, each round from the magazine, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyways, let's try this M&P 22 full size. It's unsafe. Whoa. Way louder for one thing. I think I am going to get hearing protection. 231 feet per second. That's crazy. Let me do just one more round and then I'm going to go get that hearing protection. And that ejected just fine. Got the ball in there. This time I'm going to try and load it from the magazine. Hey, that worked. Alright. 231 was the first. Let's see what the second is. 267. Holy cow. Alright. 249 feet per second average. 249. Alright. So yeah, that's a huge difference between the rifle and the pistol. But let's see how much of a difference it is between a 4.1 inch barrel and this 2.9 inch barrel. There is a little O-ring on this Bobcat, but it's kind of getting torn up, so I'm going to use that crush washer right there, and hopefully that crush washer will, you know, kind of protect that O-ring a bit. But we're on there pretty good. Boing. Okay. You know, these guns are so much fun. The tip-up design that Beretta definitely perfected. I know that Taurus makes one. I think that one's kind of trash. So I would not recommend the Taurus one, but these Berettas, for really only like an extra $100 more than the Taurus, it's definitely well worth it because it's a very very reliable, well-functioning firearm. Alrighty. Oop. As a matter of fact, did not want to put that in there yet. I'm going to go ahead and stick a golf ball in. We're in there. Cock the hammer back. We're ready to go. I hope I don't hit my chronograph. Oh, I said I was going to get hearing protection. And I'm a man of my word. Give me 1 second. Alrighty. Hearing protection is always good. Always recommended. Let's see how this does. That did not read. Still says 267. It's disappointing. So let me try one more time. Alright, let's see here. I hit the chronograph, obviously. It gave me an error. Wow. I wonder where I hit it. There's a little nick here. That was always there. It's from when the chronograph fell over once. Let me go ahead and straighten this back up. This does seem more powerful than the other pistol. So something tells me it does a better range. If I can't get it to read on the chronograph, we'll just take it out to the field and fire a few shots to compare it to the 4.1 inch barrel. But I would love to get at least one reading on the chronograph with this. I'll try and get a little closer. Just a little bit closer, not too much. Fuck. I'm not making this up. It says 711 feet per second. I'm not sure how that happened, but luckily you don't actually really need these. So let's go. Let's just go ahead and straighten this back out. So I guess it was shooting high, because I was not aiming that high for sure. I'm pretty surprised that happened. So it might be 711 feet per second, but I doubt it. We gotta do this again. And I guess I'll try and aim a little bit lower. So there you go, kids. That's a good way to ruin your chronograph. Luckily, it still seems to be working. All right. I guess I gotta aim a little bit lower. There we go. 232. I wonder how it got that 711 reading. That is so weird. But I definitely want to try one more. Duplicate. It went flying up there. I'm not going to find any of these golf balls. 232 duplicate. So that is an exact average of 232. That's surprising. According to Mr. Prescott, the shorter the barrel, the better the range. We will test that in the field. I'm going to fire this against the M&P 22, and we'll see if there is range difference. Because right now, that M&P 22 is beating this little guy by about 27 feet per second. I'm pretty sure the average of the M&P 22 is 249. Alrighty. Well, let's move on to the 9mm. We'll see how that compares to these 22s. Actually, while I got this on here, I'm going to try the CCI Power Loads. But yeah, these, I'm pretty sure do have more power, because they do look like that they have more powder. There is a crimping on the, or a bottleneck, I should say, on the Ramset number 4s, and on these it's a straight wall. So it does seem like that there is a little bit more powder in these. Let's find out. 238. So far, not that much. So far, the reigning king is that M&P 22. All right, 238 was the first. I want to do one more just to get a 2-shot average. $221. Holy cow. I went so far up there. I don't really understand. These definitely seem to be lower. So we had, I believe it was 238 and then 221. So 229.5. That, believe it or not, is actually about 2.5 feet per second on average slower than the Ramset number 4. So I don't really think that the CCI Power Loads, even though it does seem like there is more powder in the case, I don't really think that translates to more velocity. So I want to try two rounds of the CCI Power Load out of this M&P 22 full size, just to make sure that all the testing is complete. So I think 229.5 was the average from the Bobcat. So let's try this one. Did anybody see where that went? 249. Yeah, this definitely has way more velocity. I'm not even going to shoot another one because I will be surprised if I could find like 3 of the last 12 balls that I just shot. But quick recap. All right, so the M&P 22, the M&P 1522 with a 16-inch barrel only got 162 feet per second. Then you go way down in barrel length to a 4.1-inch barrel, the M&P 22 full-size pistol. You're looking at 249, and then going down a little bit more to a 2.9-inch barrel in that Beretta Bobcat, you're looking at 232 feet per second. So we're definitely getting better velocities with the 4.1-inch barrel. So I am glad that I still brought out the OG, the M&P 22 full-size pistol. And then somehow with the CCI Power Loads, we got exactly 249 feet per second again. So there doesn't seem to be really any difference at all between the yellow Ramset number 4 and the red CCI Power Loads, the number 5s. So let me go ahead and, this is kind of my duty gun while I'm out here, so it does have a full mag. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick little mag dump because this thread thread protector is on there pretty tight with some, I think, like blue Loctite. So I just want to heat up that blue Loctite so I can get the thread protector off. So give me 1 second here. Just shooting some Tula 115 grain. Man, I love this gun. Oh, it's still on there pretty tight. You know what? Let's do another 15 rounds. It's still on there really tight. Ow, and that's hot. Duh. Alright. I think I gotta get a little wrench or something like that. It doesn't have any flats, so it's kind of hard to get that thread protector off. But give me 1 second. Alright, I got it. And I don't know what I was thinking. Look at all that thread protector on there. That's actually a lot more than I thought I put on there. I thought I put a little drop on there. Anyways, I cut it off. Let's go ahead and take this off here. Stick this on here. Hopefully this actually threads on okay with all that thread protector. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem at all. Stays in there. What I'm going to be using is these kind of no brand 9mm blanks. It has a little like plastic top to it that expands, or opens up. So let's see how this does. Now, I did not test this. There we go. I did not test this. Oh, that's so cool. There's a hawk right above us. I don't know if the camera microphone picked that up. But I did not test that, the Masada in the last video with those 9mm blanks. I'm not too worried. I don't really think anything's going to happen, God forbid. But if something does, just want to put some gloves on here. So, no big deal, but, just want to be safe than sorry. Alright, we're ready to go. So here's the 9mm out of a 4.1 inch barrel. Let's see here, I believe the average out of the 22 was 249 feet per second. Let's see how this does. I don't know where the ball went, but 248 feet per second. Oh, look at that. It cycled. All right, now we got to try something. So I'm just going to put 2 in. And I'm just going to shoot 1 ball, but I want to see if after shooting that 1 ball, if it'll cycle the other round. Alright, so we're at 248 feet per second. Let's see what the second one is. (222 feet per second. And look at that. It did cycle. That's so cool. But it does keep this little plastic tip on it. At first I was a little worried about that. I thought that would actually cause a malfunction or something. Believe it or not, it actually cycles. That's crazy. I can't believe that. All right, 222 plus 248. You're looking at 235 feet per second. So, the reigning king is the Smith & Wesson M&P 22 full-size pistol with a 4.1 inch barrel. It performed better with the number 4 Ramset. It performed better, I think, with the CCI Power Load. It performed better than that Beretta Bobcat. This, I guess, technically is video number 3 because I made a whole video after video number 1 dedicated to these power loads. I thought at the time that these did seem to launch the golf ball further. So we're going to do one more test and we're going to move out to the fields. And hopefully I can kind of eyeball it, because with the grass as tall as it is, I doubt I'm going to be able to find, the golf ball. Well, I was able to find 9, so I feel like it's a pretty good haul. I look all up and down that hillside right there. And with the 9 that I retrieved, and the 2 that I used from here, so that is, what does that mean? So that means I lost 5. I lost 5 out of the 24 so far. Is that correct math? I think it is. But anyways, the reason why I wanted to retrieve as many as possible, because these are reusable. It just puts a tiny little black mark right there where the, where the powder hit it. And other than that, the rest of the ball is pretty much intact. So that's cool that I got at least 9 right here in this box that I was able to retrieve. And then I still have 10 in that box, so we're at 19. Alrighty. I'm going to move out to the fields, and we're going to just do a little bit of range testing real quick between that Bobcat and the M&P 22 full-size pistol, and we'll see if velocity translates to range. Alright, well, we're about to lose daylight here, but we're going to compare these two right here in a range test. I already know pretty much from the first video that this will fling golf balls about 120 yards, something like that. So I've got a camera actually set up at 120 yards. I'm going to aim for it, but I'm going to aim high up in the air. There's a tree line beyond the camera at like 500 yards, something like that. Probably 400. But I'm going to aim just above the tree line, so I kind of have the exact same spot of where to aim. So, we got our number 4 Ramset golf ball. It's not coming out. Good. If I always test it to see if it's coming out, because that means if it's not coming out, it means it made a good seal in there. So, hasn't seemed to fail me yet, but I always want to check and make sure. Anyways, here we go. Starting with the M&P 22 pistol. I think, I don't know if you heard, the cow agrees with me. Holy cow. I think I went over the camera. Alright. I gotta aim a little lower. I was actually aiming way above the tree line because I was a little worried that I wasn't gonna get enough range, but I actually got a little bit too much. Whoop. You got a tick on me, little bastard. Alright, let me try that one more time. Okay, let's do this again. Not coming out. Alright, so I'm gonna aim just about right at the top of the tree line. I didn't really see where that went. Shucks. Alright, let's try it one more time. Got the ball. It's not coming out. Got the Ramset number 4. Alright. So yeah, now I think I'm going to aim a little bit lower, obviously, but right at like the top of the tree line. Alright. See where that went. So let's switch over to the Beretta Bobcat. And honestly, I'm just kind of having fun right now. I mean, this is not really going to be that big of a difference. I already know that, because on the chronograph we were only getting, I think it was around like a 10 to 15 feet per second difference. So I'm not really expecting for there to be a drastic change in, or drastic difference in range. So really, like I said, just kind of having some fun here. Alrighty. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So it pretty much went right where the camera was, and then bounced and went way beyond the camera. Chances are I'll never find those. Holy cow, those bugs just came in. But yeah, I'm just gonna go and call it quits right here. I kind of wanted to do something, but I kind of ran out of time. It's getting dark. The bugs just really came out in full force. So I'm gonna pack it up, but I might come back out here and revisit this pistol golf ball launcher, and I have an idea of how to play a little game of golf. I think it would be cool to set up like a big target of some sort, maybe like a big piece of cardboard right at the top of the hill up there, which is about 400 to 450 yards, and just kind of play a little round of golf, see how many shots it would take to get to that target that's going to be about 400 yards away. So I'll try and revisit this at a later date, maybe when it's a little more nice out here, when the weather's a little more mild and there's not so many bugs. Plus, got my friends, the cows over here. They're all walking in. So, I'm going to go and leave them alone. Let them do their thing. Sure they get some good grass to eat. A good life to live. So, I'll leave them be. And see you guys at another time.